Welcome, everyone, to episode 69 of the Phoenix Report. I am Jack Connor, and ironically, 69, it tends to fit in this particular episode. As many of you know, one of my favorite movies, or I should say movie franchises of all time, has been Bill and Ted. It's something I grew up, I grew up loving the original movie, and then loved Bogus Journey when it came out. I was around 5 years old when Excellent Adventure came out. I don't remember exactly when I first saw it. I just remember it was something we would rent often on VHS back in the day. And so it was something I grew up listening to, and ironically, I play in rock bands now. So I'm sure it's definitely in my DNA as a musician. And if you could go back in time to my childhood home, you could see a little Jack Connor running around doing a lot of air guitar. Bill and Ted, I love those movies. I love those characters so much, and which is why I was so excited when they did the third movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music, which came out this summer. Now, obviously, with COVID, things were a little bit different, so it got a limited theatrical release here in the States. And so I did actually go to the theater and see it, which was nice. I wore my mask. I was careful. Everything was okay. But I was really glad to see it, and so far it's been doing very well. I was very happy with how it turned out. And one day I'm on YouTube, and I start looking around, and I see the song. It's called "Someday Rock Will Save the World." And it was labeled as Wild Stallions, which was the name of Bill and Ted's band in the movie, for those of you who don't know. Now, I listened to this song, and it really blew me away. It was definitely had modern production to it, but it certainly had an 80s, 90s, throwback feel to it. But it wasn't totally a retro thing necessarily. It wasn't like listening to a Steel Panther record. But I was just really amazed at how well this song was written and how great the production was. And the song was stuck in my head, and I immediately was like, okay, who did this? Because it wasn't on the official soundtrack of the movie, and I did a little bit of digging, and I found it that there were these two guys in England. They have their band, or I guess their project, is called Rocket Up. No, Rocket as in a rocket ship, Rocket Up. Sort of a play on words there. And I contacted these guys. They're based in Kent in the UK, and apparently they're a duo. They make not just songs like this for Bill and Ted, but also they recently posted a cover of "Running with the Devil," sort of in tribute to Eddie Van Halen, who we recently lost. And so I immediately contacted these guys and wanted to make sure see if I can get them on the show. And this is really cool. So I have Alex Van-Jovi and Eddie Leppard from Rocket Up. Gentlemen, welcome.
How's it going? Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, man.
Sure. So, I'm assuming you guys have done this for a while. When did you guys get together? What's your story?
We've kind of lived together forever, and just kind of made music the whole of our lives, really. Listening to music, playing music, just doing that. And Bill and Ted was always a massive influence for us. So yeah, that track was from the heart to be a tribute for that film, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have to correct you quickly, Jack, on Axel's name. It's not Alex, it's Axel, and like the other Axel, he will throw a strop and leave if you don't get his name right.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a little checklist of how many mistakes you make of those. And it's all right. You've got a few strikes left.
Oh boy! All right. Well, don't throw anything at me like he would throw in the crowd, or we don't want a riot to start or anything.
He doesn't. He just cries and he'll leave.
Yeah, no. It won't be.
I don't want that either. I don't want anybody crying. This is a safe, positive space. I thought I said Axel in the intro. Did I not? Did I say Alex?
You did, but it's all right.
Alex works though. Alex and Eddie, they're brothers.
That is true. True.
It's that connection, man.
It is true. I mean, what are the odds that you guys came together with those names and happen to play the same music? It's amazing.
Exactly. Well, exactly. Yeah. A lot of people say that, but
yeah, it's like you were born to it. But so I mean, have you guys played in bands together before? And so how long have you lived together? I should say.
How was it been? Since we were very small.
Yeah.
We're not sure who our dads are. but our mums were best friends, and who are no longer with us, sadly. But we still live here in the same flat. So
basically, any one of those names could be our dad.
We were,
gotcha. Well, I mean, well, first of all, rest in peace to Mrs. Leppard and Mrs. Van-Jovi. Obviously. Yeah. No, my condolences on that. But wow, so you guys have known each other a long time, and was it Bill and Ted specifically that inspired this project, or was it something else?
I'll tell you what it was. It's been quite a recent revelation for us that there is music out there that isn't rock music. I guess some people say we've had quite a sheltered life. But yeah, I mean, I was horrified. We heard quite recently there was music out there that like some music doesn't have any guitar in it.
I know. Yeah.
I mean,
did you know this?
Yeah.
I've heard things. I've heard a few rumblings out there. I'm certainly aware it exists. I try to avoid it as much as possible, but you can only do so much.
Well, I mean, we found this out, and I mean, I was perplexed. I know you were as well, Eddie. But I mean, who was it? We heard that Canadian guy, that Beaver fella, Justin Beaver. Is that his name?
Yes.
I mean, what's up with that guy? Like, there's no guitar in his stuff at all.
Yeah, you played me that, and I was waiting for the guitar, and then
nothing.
And then the song ended.
Yeah. There's not a single solo.
It's odd because I heard he does actually play, but just not on his own record.
Why would he not do that? I
don't know.
Anyway, it's weird. So
it's bizarre.
Anyway, Eddie and I felt compelled to right this wrong that obviously exists. And so Rock It Up is actually more of a service than a band or a project. It's kind of, we've set it up to, if things need to be, to be rocked up, people can, write to us and say, look guys, there's a song here that isn't rock. Could you make it so? And we provide that service. We do that for people.
It's kind of a gift and a curse, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, it's a calling that we feel that it's not a burden, but it needs to be done. Someone needs to do it.
It's hard listening to the original track when someone says, "Can you rock this up?" Which means for 3 minutes we have to listen to whatever it is that they want us to change. And then we just make it good.
Sometimes greatness requires a little sacrifice, and it's the price you guys pay, and it's very generous of you both.
We're prepared to do
it. We're prepared to do it. I think the world, we think of ourselves as like the third emergency service.
Right. Yes.
So there's more than 3, though, isn't there?
More than 3.
Yeah. Police.
There's the police, firefighters, and
there's an ambulance.
Oh, ambulance.
Yeah.
Right,
So
okay.
I think there would be more than 3 in that case. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we're
still number 3 though.
If you rank them in order.
Yeah, we're still number 3.
You think so?
We're more important than the fire brigade.
Yeah.
Right.
I think.
Especially at the moment.
Yeah. No one's doing anything anymore.
No.
That cause fires. I think not here anyway.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. In Kent. I mean, I know they've had some problems elsewhere, but we provide.
I mean, you're still in the top 5. I mean, at least, and 3. That's a pretty good position to have. So
I think so.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think any of these people are doing this on purpose. The songs that aren't rock. I think that some of them don't know. Some of them might not have heard. They might have had a sheltered life as well. This Beaver guy, like maybe he doesn't know any better. And
young though, isn't he?
He is quite young.
It's not his fault.
Foolish.
It's not his fault.
Yeah, I think we could. We're just looking to help the world, and I think, even if that's one song at a time, then so be it. Eventually we'll get there.
I mean, look, the message needs to get out there. Let's be honest, and just not everybody's aware to it, and we need good people like yourselves doing it. So, have you gotten any requests so far about particular songs to be rocked up? I mean, I know you mentioned Justin Bieber. Have there been any others that have come your way?
We are inundated, and if you subscribe to our YouTube, very shortly actually, we're going to start posting up some of our efforts.
Our first video will be out in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Very cool. No, I'm looking forward to that. Is there any of this? Is there any of this music out there? The music that is guitarless that you mentioned. Is there any of it that you've particularly enjoyed, or anything that you've particularly been appalled by, or is it? Are you sort of neutral to it?
Yeah, there's nothing that I've enjoyed, and I'm appalled by all of it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
well, that's a shame.
The the thing is, it's hard to enjoy it when it doesn't rock. To me, it is difficult.
Yeah. No, I've been fighting that battle for years. I understand.
Yeah. Well, with you. And is there anything you'd like us to rock up, Jack?
Oh boy, I mean, there's so much. Because there are a lot of. There are some songs that don't rock out there that I do enjoy. Maybe this is like an older song. I don't know why it's coming to mind right now, but there's a song called "I Keep Forgetting" by Michael McDonald.
Right. No. Well, no. That's fine. That's fine. We love that.
Oh. So you have heard of that? Okay. Because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily rocking. It's more of an R&B, like funk track, and I know you guys have had a sheltered life. I don't know if you come across it at all.
I don't know. I don't know this track.
Do you not?
No.
I can certainly send it to you after our conversation. I didn't. This just kind of came just off the top of my head there. But I mean, there are so many songs out there that.
I think I know that one because there's some guitar on it, and I believe it may well have been Steve Lukather on that one. I'm not sure. It might have been.
Probably.
Okay. That probably doesn't need rocking up then if he's on it.
It could do with some little bit more dirt.
Okay.
But
we'll check it out. We'll have a look.
We'll have a listen.
We'll have a look, Jack.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. Let's see. I mean, I imagine hearing all this music that doesn't rock, it must be traumatizing. Really. Have you had trouble sleeping?
Well, yeah, at first. Yeah.
Well, originally we didn't know about it, did we?
No, it was the horror.
It's been brought to us.
It's quite recent that we discovered it. That's the problem. It's we were getting through life fine, with what we had, what we were listening to, and it's almost like a door's been opened and like a Pandora's box almost of like.
Yeah, just the floodgates,
Yeah. And I'm not angry with those people. I just think they need
disappointed.
They need some help.
Yeah.
It's a big world out there and nobody's perfect. So, it's not coming from a place of hate. That's what I'm thinking.
No. We love everyone, and I think that, some people just need our help to make the songs rock,
Of course. Well, I mean, you're one of the top 3 emergency services, so, it's necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We did try and get our number changed. Obviously the police is 999 in England, and 911 obviously in the States. And we asked if we could have 666, but they said no for some reason. I don't know why.
You think maybe the church kind of frowns on that a little bit?
Yeah, I guess so.
Probably.
But,
Probably. Yeah, I could see that being an issue. But yeah, I mean, good luck with that. Certainly, hopefully that works out. But
yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So who does what in the band? Do you both play guitar? Do you both sing? What is your 2 roles in the band?
Eddie kind of does everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like watch him do it.
And he takes some credit.
Yeah, I take a bit of the credit.
Axel, you're there for moral support, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, like another Axel that we know. I sort of swan in at the end and sing over it. So so on the Bill and Ted track that you heard, I suppose the majority of the vocal is mine, but all the shredding, all the guitar stuff is Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So guitars, bass, and drums was myself. You were on keys and vocals.
Yeah, I'll do all the keyboard stuff, any strings, usually the vocals,
synth stuff.
Yeah. Together, we combine all right, and we can whack it out.
Excellent. Yeah, you handle most of the music. You handle most of the vocals. It kind of works out. Do you, Axel? Do you write the vocals? Do you write the lyrics?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah. We tend to collaborate on everything. We're here together. We sit in the same room doing it. So everything's a shared effort, really.
That's awesome.
But I suppose we move into our roles, and we have various strengths that are compatible, I think.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And then when that's done, he leaves the room, and then I have to go through and mix it all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's when the hard work begins.
Yeah. Well,
I've got to make him sound good, haven't I?
Well, normally the party's going on downstairs, and while you're working upstairs.
It's one of us has got to do it, and you might as well be the one.
It's a give and take relationship, really.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the partying is probably harder than what you're doing, I'd say.
That's true.
Yeah, it certainly is some hard partying.
I'm definitely more tired at the end.
I mean, someone has to do it. I mean, it might as well be you. Why not?
I did ask if it could be me, and he said no. So
I think, Eddie, the thing is, I don't think you'd understand some of the stuff that happens down there. Like, I don't know a lot of the stuff you do. The down there, I think you'd struggle with some of it. So yeah, I think it's best we just keep it as it is.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah, you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to.
No.
I have to say the production is fantastic. 'Cause it sounds like you guys record this out of your home, correct? But I mean, it sounds like it's in a professional studio. The production level for a home recording is outstanding, I have to say.
I guess actually anyone listening to this won't be able to see what you're seeing, but this is the studio.
Yeah, you'll see it. This is it. Our studio now.
Yeah, so like literally there's probably about 20 guitars literally lining that wall.
Yeah.
My guitar isn't here though. My guitar's in the van.
That girl nicked it, didn't she? We need to get that back.
Yeah, we get that back.
Someone stole your guitar?
Yeah, well, I'd forgotten about it. But
man.
But yeah, I know it did.
Do you think it could have happened during the partying, Axel?
Almost definitely. I know it's cool. I know how to get it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean
that's
that
street corner. What's that street?
She'll be there now. Yeah. I'll when we're done with this, I'll go and
yeah. We need to get it back.
Yeah, all right. Well, good luck with that. Just be careful. Especially in these times.
I'll wear a mask. I'll do it. I'll wear a mask when I do it.
Yeah.
Good idea. Good idea. You can never be too careful, and those are some of the risks you take while partying and while providing the service that you guys provide. So, nobody said it was easy.
No, exactly that. Yeah.
No, exactly.
But we're happy to do it. We're happy to do it, Jack. Like that's. I want to stress that we're, we recognise the need for it, and like you say, someone's got to do it, and we feel that it might as well be us, So yeah,
you're givers, really. It's.
I think no one could argue with that, really.
I mean, people throw around the word hero, and I don't know if I want to throw around that word, but maybe if someone did, maybe you could take it. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind being called that.
Are you going to take it?
I think you were aiming that at me, weren't you, Jack?
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it. I'm not necessarily meaning it, but I think it should be out there. So.
I'm reading between the lines, Eddie, and I think he means me, but that in itself extends to you as well. So well done.
Away.
Yeah.
Make of that whatever you will. But let's talk about Bill and Ted for a second. Now, sure. I'm always fascinated, with just the amount of success that Bill and Ted has had around the world for as many years. It's always interesting, talking to a couple of guys from another country who have had that movie resonate as well. I mean, because I see it. I mean, it's a very unique American thing, certainly of that place and the time, California in the late '80s, early '90s. I'm always glad to see that it's still managed to translate, to other countries, and that people from other places have still been able to appreciate it as much. What is it about Bill and Ted that always resonated with you guys?
I see a lot of ourselves in Bill and Ted. But also, I must correct you there, Jack. Although it is quite obviously San Dimas, California, you forget they did go to medieval England at one point. They probably left.
That's true. They did marry two British women. So
yeah, were English women. Yeah. So
yes.
So yeah. But yeah, no, I think I see a lot of ourselves in Bill and Ted. I think the message is very important. And I think they're good guys. And I think they were trying to do a good thing, and they're probably misunderstood like we are a lot of the time.
I think also like it was quite layered as a film. When I was a kid, you suddenly had this film that was all about rock music. You sort of can easily miss the message as a kid, but you're just watching these guys absolutely shred. Especially on that second film when like Steve Vai has done the soundtrack and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So like, as a kid, I'm just hearing this amazing music, and then as you get older, you suddenly see that it's got a really, really kind message in the film as well. And obviously the cast is amazing, and then from that I became a massive George Carlin fan and all that kind of thing. So yeah, so it does hold it's a bit of a.
We've only got 3 VHSs in our flat that we watch often, and they are Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, and an old copy of Spinal Tap.
There you go. That's
Oh no,
another legendary band, of course.
I have got the new one on VHS as well.
Have you?
Yeah, because
Really?
I filmed it.
Yeah.
Can you cut that bit out though?
Oh.
Because
It was in the theatres here, and
obviously there's no one in the cinemas, so I filmed it on my old Super 5, and
boy. Wow,
we
wow.
had
I think if people know it's for emergency purposes only, I don't think you're in any trouble, because you guys are doing this in an official capacity.
Yeah, it was for research.
Yeah,
of course. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be okay. So,
Cool. If you need to edit that out, or just say he said it.
I don't think anyone from my country is going to go and get you guys. I don't know how the rules are over there, but I think you'll be okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
we're fine.
We're fine. Yeah. This is redacted. Yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, I think that is the beauty of those characters, is that they're not necessarily stoners, or they're not like bad guys or anything, and nothing against people who are stoners. I'm just saying, but there was definitely a purity to those characters. They they were pretty much nice to everybody.
Yeah. And I think there's an innocence there, and all they want to do is rock out, really, and we can totally relate to that, because that's all we want to do too. And
their creators describe them as basically being Labrador retrievers. They're just kind of go up there. They're just kind of down for anything. They're friendly to everybody. They treat everybody the same, and there's a positivity there. So it's hard not to, even if you're not a fan of rock music, which I know we just covered earlier that they are out there, but I think they're still they still translate and still resonate with people who aren't necessarily familiar with the service that you guys provide, who are, who that really what you're doing out there for. So,
yeah, if anyone watches Bill and Ted and doesn't sort of start liking rock music, if they didn't before, I think that would be odd.
It would be.
Turn you onto it.
Mm. Yeah, and if there are people that don't like it after, I don't really want to know them.
Well, that's where you guys come in, because they get started with it. With Bill and Ted, that could be their gateway. Then they come seek you guys out. So it's a win-win, really.
They can bring us their music they do like, and go, look, we've realised by watching Bill and Ted that our music's wrong. It needs correcting.
Mm-hmm.
You guys correct it for me.
Yeah,
and then we do that. That's exactly how it works. That is exactly. Right. Yeah.
But in a nice.
It's like a two-step process, really.
Yeah.
Excellent. So. That did bring me an interesting point. Their girlfriends, later wives, Joanna and Elizabeth. I was always curious. They never specified exactly when in history. They mentioned that they were the daughters of King Henry. I wonder if they would be Henry VIII, or maybe they would be Tudors. I'm not sure.
It doesn't specify which Henry, does it?
No.
Just a King Henry.
A lot of them, weren't there?
There were 8 of them. Yeah.
There was at least 8 of them. Yeah, I know that.
There were 8.
Yeah.
There were exactly 8. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just always something I've wondered about.
Yeah. I don't know. I think. Yeah. They missed that out in history when I learned about it, I've got to say.
What, the Bill and Ted part when they went back and got the baby?
Yeah, and because I looked at which Henry had 2 daughters that were obviously quite different.
Yeah.
And
I know Henry VIII. I think he killed a lot of his wives. So I don't know.
2. Yeah.
Right. At least 2 of them. So yeah.
Yeah, he divorced quite a few as well, didn't he?
He divorced one.
Okay.
Killed the next one. The third one died. Then he divorced the 4th one. Killed the 5th one, and the last one outlived him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got around.
Every day is a learning, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I knew that.
I guess it's good to be the king. I don't know. So it depends on how you look at it.
And he wrote Greensleeves.
He did, apparently. Although my theory on that is that one of his minstrels wrote Greensleeves.
I reckon, yeah.
And then he brought it to him, went, Henry, look, I've written Greensleeves.
Credit for it.
And Henry was like, we're going to tell everyone I wrote that. And the minstrel was like, well, hang on. And he went, no. We're going to tell everyone I wrote that. Or we can have a chat about it outside. Yeah. Guillotines. And he went, oh, okay, you wrote it then.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with it at that point,
He had quite a lot of sway, didn't he?
Yeah.
Henry VIII.
Well, yeah, that's part of being the king, you know.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, so I know you just recently posted that cover of Running with the Devil. Good job on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's I know it's been a tough. It's probably been about a week. As we're recording this, it's October 17th, 2020. So it's been, I want to say, about a week since Eddie Van Halen passed away. What did his music mean to you guys? Because I know it meant a lot to me.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're alone in saying that I think everyone can remember the first time that they would have heard Eruption. Changed. Yeah. It changed everything. Yeah, so it was a no-brainer straight away for us we found out the news. It was really late at night the night before. Here, I think I found out at about 11 p.m. on was it the 9th?
The 6th.
Was it the 6th?
Yeah, 6th.
So yeah, on the 5th, I heard really late at night, and then we got up super early the next morning, and we did that in a day. We knocked it out we turned it around in one day because it felt like the right thing to be doing. And then it turns out that, everyone else is quite rightly paying tribute to, as I say, the king. He's the king. He's the best king.
Yeah, he's the king.
Of course.
And the difference with this track, instead of rocking anything up, this time we tried to get it as close to the original as possible, as like a kind of homage, like a tribute. We just said, look, we'll do exactly what you did. Maybe not as well, but we'll do it. We'll get as close as we can.
Yeah.
And that's our mark of like the respect,
Absolutely. I mean, I heard the recording. It sounded pretty spot on. I know probably the most difficult part of that song is David Lee Roth's vocal on it because it's so unique. I mean, I'm sure if David Lee Roth tried to record it today, he wouldn't be able to do the same stuff that he did back then.
That's actually both of us doing that. Like Eddie takes the higher parts.
Yeah, all that waily stuff.
Yeah. And I take the lower parts, and we kind of had to double team that to make it sound good. But yeah,
it's tough to do. Do.
Yeah, but it was the right thing to do, I think.
Absolutely. I forgot to ask, do you guys have a live drum set that you record with, or do you use electronic drums or programming?
That on those first two tracks that you heard, I can play drums, but that's programmed. So I sit and sort of meticulously go through and make them sound, because they can easily sound, fake.
Right.
So I go through and make sure that they don't sound like that. So so they're actually they're all programmed. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I was curious about it because they sounded perfect and spot on. So
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you're going to be covering plenty of other material out there. Are there any more original songs that you might have that planned?
Yeah. There'll be like an album at some point. I think of every so often, an original song comes up. And we've been inspired recently by our recent discovery. I mean, before it was just like we'd churn out some rock songs, because that's what we did. And then now a lot of our songs that we're writing have this added kind of angst behind them of we didn't realize the world was in such a state. The amount of people not listening to rock music, for example, is I'd call that the major crisis at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything else right now that would compare to any sort of, worldwide crisis. So,
I mean, even if you can, I would still say that our crisis is worse.
I mean, if there is anything worse, I haven't heard about it. I mean, I know we've lived sheltered lives, Eddie, but I can't think of anything that needs rectifying more urgently than people not listening to guitar-based heavy music. I can't think of anything.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, there's no argument here. I mean,
no.
I don't know. I don't know if any some other people might argue that, but I would say that they're wrong.
Jack, if those people are listening to your podcast, everyone's entitled to their opinion, I suppose, but there's right and right.
I guess you're right. I don't really need that negativity in my life.
You seem pretty switched on, Jack. I've got to say.
Thank you. I try my best.
Yeah. No, good.
Excellent.
What about you, Jack? Obviously, as we're British, we have to do the kind thing and return the favour. What's your genre of choice? What are you
Well, I mean,
listening to?
I definitely, I think you guys and I are very much cut from the same cloth.
I mean, there's a chance we are brothers.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know who your dad is and stuff?
I mean, I do, but I mean, maybe he's not being honest with me right now. I know.
This is our dad as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have to have a talk with him and my mom about a few certain things, because I mean, I can definitely tell the family resemblance right off the bat, even though you guys listening can't see, but it's uncanny, really.
Okay.
Certainly, if not visually, but certainly in spirit. But I mean, my dad did travel a lot, in his line of work. So I don't know. I don't know if he's been to Kent.
It's all falling into place, Jack, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Mm. Who knows?
Our mums travelled a lot, but it was mainly in tour vans with.
They got around, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
They did get around.
Not speaking of them.
No, we would never. Again,
No.
Again, rest in peace. But yeah, I mean, much like you guys, I've loved rock music my entire life. I mean, even when I was a little kid, watching Bill and Ted and watching things like the Ninja Turtles and everything, those were always, it was definitely in my DNA. But certainly once I turned 13 and once I first saw the video for Jump, that was pretty much it. And once I discovered bands like Van Halen and Kiss and Queen. And certainly I was always aware of the Beatles. I do have to say, rock and roll may be an American art form, but it was certainly perfected by so many great English bands. So it's
I mean, you got Def Leppard, Iron Maiden,
of course,
Grease, Queen, Zeppelin,
yeah.
So many. It's do you guys like The Darkness at all?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I saw them a couple years ago here in Orlando. They were fantastic.
Yeah, they're good guys actually as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice dudes.
Have you got the chance to meet them?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
No
sort
kidding.
of out in the early days when we were playing in the Velvet Kittens, and where we were pretty big at the time, within sort of like a 20-mile radius of here, weren't we? We played there was some really big.
We played a lot of the pubs that we.
Some big pubs, sort of working man circuit, and they were sort of just starting out, and
we're talking like 50, 60 seater pubs basically. So if you got like 40 people in there, it looked busy.
Yeah, they were sellouts, weren't they?
Yeah.
Sounds like most of the places that my band plays. So I understand.
Oh man,
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big time.
Yeah, no,
we.
So
Justin Hawkins seems like a complete character. He seems like the Russell Brand of rock and roll. You just never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's true. It's the bass player.
He learned that from us, though, didn't he?
Well, yeah. I think he get a lot of his inspiration from us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we talked.
I think he'd admit that. I think he'd tell you that.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So speaking of playing live, once that other global crisis kind of calms down a little bit, do you guys see maybe doing some more live gigs as Rock It Up?
It's not impossible.
No.
It's if people want to see it, if the hunger is there, I'm happy to take it on the road.
Yeah, anything to sort of keep music live at the moment. It's
it's
in a bad way.
And I think people will appreciate hearing those songs if we do the covers, for example, the Rock It Up covers. People would like to hear, taking that to a wider audience and showing them how they could sound, how they should sound.
Should.
Yeah.
Right.
Is probably a good opportunity we shouldn't pass up, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea as far as live shows. I think people would really get a kick out of that, and you might need a few other guys for it. I mean, there might be some other half brothers or half sisters out there that you might not know about who can play. So
probably almost certainly there is.
Yeah.
We just need to find them.
I saw a lad the other day that looked like Steven Tyler.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it Steven Tyler?
No, he was definitely younger. I reckon there's a chance.
Can you sing?
Don't know.
well, there you go. Well, I mean, hey, you got to start looking somewhere. So
Exactly. Start with ones you look-
regardless of the genetic connection, I imagine you guys would probably need a few extra players on there. But that would be, I mean, I would go to that show.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or have you ever seen Mary Poppins?
I have, yes.
Dick Van Dyke, he used to have the drums on his back.
There you go.
So I reckon, right?
You'd be bringing that back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
guitar bass
yeah.
when you get it back off of thingy,
Okay, yeah.
and guitar.
Yeah, right.
Bit of the old Dick Van Dyke.
Mhm. There you go. No one's doing that right now.
No, I reckon that would
That's
work.
weird that no one's doing that.
You guys
Yeah.
could bring it back single-handedly.
Yeah. Can we just say for the record that is our idea now? Before anyone that's listening to your show goes, "Oh, get on that quickly."
Yeah.
I mean, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
by the power vested in me, which is not much, I hereby claim that as a copyright universally.
In the transcript of this, can you put a little one of those R trademark signs? Is that what it is? Is it an R or a T?
It's R for rock, isn't it?
R for rock. Yeah.
I will have my legal team look at it
Thank you.
immediately.
Cool.
Great.
Cool. And we'll let Dick know.
Exactly. Yeah. We don't want to upset Mr. Van Dyke.
No.
He's quite old now, though. Probably couldn't do much.
No, exactly. No.
I don't know. I saw this movie Night at the Museum. He could still move quite a bit.
Okay. Oh, I'll take it back.
Mm. When was that though? When was that film?
About 10 years ago. But anyways, yes, that is a copyright. You heard it here first. They're bringing the one man, or I guess 2-man band back. So
Yeah. If I do the guitar and the cowbell.
so you'd really have to move your hands a lot. A lot of ambidextrous.
Well, I'd argue those are the two cornerstone instruments.
Yeah. No, we'll see. But if you don't mind putting the trademark on that'd be great. Thank you.
I'll see what I can do. But yeah, guys, this has been an amazing being able to chat with you guys and just to figure out everything you're doing and really the service you're providing. I think it's invaluable. So
Thank you, Jack. And can we just say you're the first person we've granted an interview to since we found out about this, non-rock business.
Yeah.
So you're the first person that we've actually shared.
wow, I'm honored to be among the first to bring the message, certainly stateside. So it's so I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could contribute to the cause.
Thank you very much for having
Thank you
us.
so much.
Thank you. So where can people find you guys online? Your YouTube channel, any social media? Please let us know.
Well, I mean, if you type Rocket up into
Well, we've got
YouTube,
Facebook and YouTube currently.
Yeah.
We'll be working on when the videos start coming. Instagram, they'll be on there because now you can do the IGTV.
these are all things that we've found out quite recently as well, right? Though,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole social media thing was another thing for me that was like, what is this? What is going on?
You guys just figured out social media,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
or just heard of it, I should say.
We didn't have the internet until about a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Well,
So-
I didn't see any need for it. We were doing our thing,
Well,
clever,
you guys were busy rocking. You don't have time for all that. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
now-
whatever you do, try to stay away from the comments section.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
Why? What happens in that?
Well, I mean, a majority of people. I mean, if they're people like us, then they generally leave nice, constructive feedback or just nice positivity. There are a few people out there who, who think they're, who because they're anonymous behind a keyboard can say some pretty nasty things. So, you just, it's not. I know unfortunately, that's what you've been missing out on. So. Yeah,
Okay.
you're kind of lucky in a way that you're just figuring out about it now because it's pretty bad. But there are ways around that. Don't worry about it. But that's just my advice. Don't go too deep in the comments section.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just write our songs.
Yeah.
We'll put them out and then
we'll only let nice people listen to them.
yeah. Is there a way you can stop? Is there a way you can stop bad people listening?
I'm working on it. I'm talking to a few people about it. I'll see what I can do. But that's a good plan though. I like it. I like where your head's at.
Everyone can be brought round though.
Yeah.
I reckon they hear our music and change.
I mean, if rock can save the world, then I think the comment section would be a good place to start.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think I believe in that sentiment.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared to look now, though.
Yeah.
He'll be right. He'll be right. What can they say? What can they say that's bad?
Well, if you guys ever get curious, just contact me about it. I'll walk you through it, and it'll be fine. We'll get through it together.
Excellent. So you'll be doing us a service then, Jack. That's great.
Yeah.
We've scratched your back, and you can scratch ours. It's brilliant.
I'll see what I can do. do.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been amazing. Axel, Eddie, thank you guys so much for doing this.
No worries, Jack. Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks once again to Axel Van-Jovi and Eddie Leppard. Rock it up. Man, just such a fun interview. Really funny guys. Very talented. I can't wait for them to put out some more content. I think it's going to be very entertaining, and yeah, it's going to be really fun to watch and listen to, especially because they're going to be putting out songs, whether cover songs, originals, videos, you name it. I'm really excited to see what these guys put out. So I appreciate you guys listening. As always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at JackXConnor. Like me on Facebook at facebook.com/JackConnorMusic. Feel free to check out both of my bands. First, Vertebraker is at facebook.com/VertebrakerBand. And Mature Musical Pictures at maturemusicalpictures.com. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, make sure you leave a comment or email me at jackconnorpodcast@gmail.com, or you can always tweet me with the hashtag Phoenix Report. If you're listening to this on YouTube or iTunes or wherever you're listening to this, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when new episodes come out. Leave a comment, as I mentioned before, and go back and listen to all the other episodes. Thank you guys, as always, for listening. This has been the Phoenix Report. I am Jack Connor, and please be excellent to each other.